So we are back for at least one more time on episode number 115 of Stream of Thought.
Yeah.
And as we've been hinting and more or less saying in the past couple of episodes, this will be our last podcast until further notice. And so I just wanted to say it's been awesome doing it over this past year and a half, 115 episodes.
Yeah.
Thank you for people who have listened.
Yes.
Even sporadically over the course of these past 100 and so episodes.
The good news is, even though we're not going to be recording for the time being until further notice, the good news is you can still keep listening.
We have 115,
Yeah.
more, probably like 130 hours of content
The gift
uploaded
that keeps on giving.
on iTunes, on Podbean, on not SoundCloud.
No,
we were
not SoundCloud. We don't do that anymore.
No.
But, yeah, we strongly encourage anyone and everyone, go back, listen to episode 1, read the description.
maybe
Gain
not episode, maybe
understanding.
not.
No,
episode,
they're all
okay,
great.
All right,
Right out the gates.
All right, right out the gates. No room in improvement.
Yeah, right out the gates, we're real strong. We're real good. Good stories, ranting, venting, just funny things that happened to us on the way over here, random things.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll guaranteed to get some laughs out of it.
Yeah, there are some very memorable times over these past many months.
Yeah, so this episode we kind of it becomes real. Like, oh man, this is the last time that we're going to be recording in this studio, and being here in Lombard, Illinois. Rick's going to Minnesota, myself going to California. So the next episode will probably take place sometime in the winter in California. Rick's will probably visit me.
Yeah.
He already concluded that I would not be going to Minnesota in the winter, which is 100% true.
I've accepted that.
Yeah, I will only go to Minnesota when it is above 65 degrees.
I can take that. I can do that. Our summers are warm.
But yeah, we talk about I don't know, just a few random things.
Yeah, I mean,
gamut of things.
No stream of thought would be complete without Victor starting out with some of his fun stories that lead. Well, actually, this one kind of had a moral. He was selling some shoes and stuck up for himself.
Yeah, this dude. I forgot about that.
Hey, that's
Dumbass,
a really great story to start out with. Then we do some reminiscing, and then finish it up with
More reminiscing.
more reminiscing. My upcoming trip. This is a good episode. We finish it up.
Yeah.
And
so with that being said, episode 115, Stream of Thought. We hope you enjoy.
Yeah, how long? To come up with the original name straight up, and then the tagline, "Embrace what's real."
I kind of remember it. I remember having the monitor up here and coming up with a bunch of names.
We had this extensive brainstorming session. I don't know if you remember that, where we just threw out ideas for different names.
I don't recall.
There's got to be
much.
a Word doc that has that information on it somewhere.
Probably. I think you have it.
Over 3 years ago.
Jeez, dude, you are sweating right now.
Oh, you have no idea, dude. I feel so gross.
Oh, because you were outside messing with the
license plate. So, and I'm just very warm right now. It is, and then we got the lights.
Yeah,
too,
it's
so
an unusually warm day again.
So I'm just going to be gross for the next,
yeah, don't worry.
15 minutes, and then I'll be good.
I can't remember what it was. I remember I told you yesterday. What did I tell you yesterday to remind me of?
Let me check, because I feel
it was, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Adidas shoes.
Yes. And then there's something else. Yeah, Howard Rourke. Yeah, okay. So, what I forgot to mention, the last time we were recording, when we were talking about, like, hustling and how I sold a pair of shoes, like, the first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like these shoes this guy asked me about on Facebook Marketplace. Like, well, first of all, he's like, hey, are these available? I'm like, yeah. And we're chatting back and forth. He goes, great. Will you be free tomorrow morning? I'm like, yeah, I will be. And I'm out at a movie, right? I go to and I respond to him like at 12:30 because that's when I saw another thing that he said like, oh, I'll be in town tomorrow. I'm like, okay, good, sounds good. And so I get home at like 12:30 or 1. I wake up at like 9, and I see messages from him like, "Hey, I'm coming from Streamwood. I'll be there in an hour. Hey, I'm at the McDonald's in Glen Ellen." And then another message where it's like, "Hey, did you see my message?" I'm like, "Dude, you like."
He gave you like an hour heads up.
There was like zero. Like, he just made these plans without confirmation from me that he's coming to Glen Ellen,
Oh my
right?
goodness.
So
yeah,
it's
you're
like,
not a
hey,
24/7 store.
And yeah, exactly. So he's there for like 20 minutes, and then I respond like, hey, I'll be right there, right?
Yeah.
Especially like if you're coming from Streamwood, like far away, like get confirmation
Exactly.
from the other party that like, yes, I've received your message.
That's just.
So I go to meet him at the McDonald's on Roosevelt, and I bring the shoes, and they fit fine and everything. And he's gonna take them, and I'm selling them for $40. They've been used. They're probably at least $65 shoes. They've been used 3 or 4 times, and they're golf shoes. And he's like, so anything you can do? Anything you can do on the price since I've had to wait here for you? I thought, are you fucking kidding me, you dumbass? 1, no, I can't. And 2, it's not my fault that you were waiting for me because, like, you didn't even, there was no really communication.
I wonder, though, if that's kind of like a thing that he does to people.
Maybe this guy, but
yeah.
But then,
I'm saying that's.
But then he mentions it again, and he's like, how much are these shoes? I'm like, they're at least $50, $60. And the thing that I look, for the most part with Facebook Marketplace that I found with people, it's like, okay, this is it. Inspect the item. Like, yeah, this looks it. All right, here you go. Thanks. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Like, takes 5 minutes. Not even.
Yeah.
Right? And what I hate is when they're trying to, like, haggle with you.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, like, bro, if you were concerned about the price, you should have addressed this before you came out to Glen Ellen. Because I'm here thinking I'm collecting $40.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm collecting $40 and I'm walking away. Right? Yeah. And so he's he gives me like I get we spend like 15 minutes looking for these fucking shoes on Google because they're like the Adidas Trekman 3 or something weird to show him like, no, they're worth like $65 and you can smell the shoe because there's still like some new shoe smell.
Yep.
And he's wanting to like double check. It's like, this has nothing to fucking do. Like, it's pretty black and white. These are the golf shoes. You tried them on. They're new. They're $40. You knew they were $40, so I don't even care if they were $200 shoes or if they were, in fact, $30 shoes. Like, you are obviously here meeting me, so part of me tells me that you are okay paying $40 in exchange for these shoes. Now, give me the fucking money.
Yeah.
And so he mentions it again, like, oh, anything you can do on price? I'm like, no, I mean, you should have. I told him, like, you should have mentioned this before we met, and these are brand new shoes. And I was about to, leave, and I wasn't hostile towards him at all,
No, for
right?
sure, but you were firm.
Yeah, I was like,
that's
no.
awesome.
And so he's like, okay, and then he gives me $50, and I'm like, you motherfucker, it's your responsibility to have gotten change. So I luckily had the forefront to think like, oh, I should grab some money just in case.
Nice,
change.
Good.
So I gave him change for the 50. Just like,
wow, that
dumbass.
is
like,
quite the
fucking stupid. Like, this is not how you do business. If this was a drug deal, you probably would have been shot by now.
Seriously. I mean, just Facebook though, man.
Right?
Like, oh, and you have our generation that's doing it now too. Was he around?
No,
our
he was
age?
old. He could have been like my dad. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, comes in all types, I guess.
Yeah.
That would be so frustrating.
Luckily, I was only there. I mean, we were looking at the stupid shoe probably for like 10 minutes. I was there for maybe like 15 or 20 minutes.
Goodness.
So it could have been worse, right?
Yeah, it could have been worse.
But the other thing was too, I feel like anyone else, I mean, I don't know, like a lot of people would be like, oh, they really want the sale. Like, okay, well, maybe like $30.
Yeah.
And like, no, I'm getting $40 for these shoes.
Yeah.
And maybe I will never sell them, ever. But I'm getting $40 for these shoes. And if I don't get 40, then I'm getting 0.
Yeah.
And I'm not okay getting 30. I'm not bending over backwards. And my point was because I wanted you to remind me of Howard Rourke. Howard Rourke is this character in the book called The Fountainhead by...
Oh, yes, Ayn Rand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ayn Rand. And he's a character who sticks to his beliefs and doesn't bend over backwards for anyone and has a strong moral compass to himself. And so that's what I was thinking when I was doing this sale.
Fascinating.
Like, oh, like if he was trying to get me down, like even 35, like, no, bro, it's fucking 40.
Yeah.
40 or nothing. And I'm walking away.
That's very interesting because I tend to, unfortunately, I'm the opposite. I do tend to compromise and bend more often than not, I feel like, when it comes to deals.
I will do that, but it needs to be done beforehand.
Yeah,
if I'm meeting you with the expectation I'm getting a certain amount for this price.
You had your floor.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't going to go any lower than this price. Like,
right.
That's it. That's your floor. And I feel like my floor always keeps crumbling down to the next level. Yeah. I don't know. It's nice hearing a story like that where you were able to get the deal that you went in deciding that you were going to get.
Spend a ton of time, so I was happy with that.
Oh, stressful.
I woke up and I was like, I gotta like throw on my clothes, jump in the shower, run out the door.
But seriously, he gave you a 1 hour heads up.
I don't even know. I mean, it's
coming from Streamwood.
It's dumbass. Like, seriously, like I'm not going anywhere unless he was already here for some reason. Like he was like not just coming out for the shoes, but he had to come out here for something else. Yes. You know, I could see that. So maybe that's the case. I don't know, but possible. Still, communicate.
Communicate.
Yeah. So. Today is going to be the last time that you and I are in this studio.
Yes, I know.
And the last time that you and I are doing an episode until further notice.
Yeah, it really is kind of surreal. We've been talking about this a little bit the last couple of episodes, and it's what are your feelings now as we're sitting here?
Well, kind of like what we were talking about last time, like I don't think it's sad. Like, I'm not like, oh, man. I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm taking it in. Like, I've acknowledged it. Moving on.
You've done your grieving process?
Yeah.
There
was no...
What is it?
There was no grieving process.
Steps of grieving.
But maybe it'll hit me later, like, oh, but... yeah, I'm just in my mentality just like, okay, moving on. This thing had its time in this particular... physical area, and it'll pick up when it picks up again, the podcast that is, and just moving forward.
I have to say, I and we did talk about this a little bit yesterday when it came to the whole being able to let go kind of things, and I think, I had a grieving period of about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Because I think this was a really incredible experience the past 3 years, really.
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
We have picked up so many skills in the meanwhile. It's been kind of surreal going all the way back to, what was it, September? I want to say that
September 2015.
2015.
I think.
So, what for you are the seminal moments in this whole journey?
Definitely the night at Fleetwood when I always think of that.
Man, that was one of our first experiences too. Just trying anything outside the box.
Yes, that was really cool. I just felt like a boss, like because we were the only ones. It looked like, I mean, I'm sure a bunch of people there knew what they were doing, but like we were
comparatively, we looked so professional.
Yes,
they let us hang our banner up with duct tape on the wooden walls or the what, wallpaper or something?
Painted. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, painted.
But
walls.
I remember when we took it down, it ripped off some of the paint.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was, but they let us do it, even though I think there was a sign that was like, "Don't hang
stuff up."
on the wall. But
and then everyone wanted to like interview with us.
Oh, we had nonstop cycling through. Like,
the camera
dude,
going,
you got to get in here.
Lights.
You got to get in here. Like,
that was fun. That would be one of them for sure.
Aside from, I guess some of the video issues. Like, sound was great.
Yeah.
Lighting was great. The whole setup that we had going was great. I mean, there was a lot of things that went right in that, more than probably should have.
I don't think anything went wrong.
No.
With the exception of when we were leaving and, we packed stuff from the car. When we were leaving, I remember that night, the light bulb fell out of the car when the door was open when someone was getting out and it broke in the snow that turned to ice.
Yes.
And that was about it.
So
everything else was great.
Everything during, just turned out perfectly.
I'm trying to think other stuff. I think other moments that I just really enjoyed when the three of us were in here, and it was just like moments off camera.
Yeah, where we used to have, what was it? Like a company structure meeting type things where
Yeah.
we were all supposed to have different responsibilities.
Yeah.
Like it was way too intense, but we didn't know what the
Yeah,
heck we were doing. So we're like, oh, we'll have a treasurer, we'll have a secretary.
Yeah. That was cool though.
It was fun sort of learning what that was all about
Yeah.
and trying to start something new. But
It was definitely I think one of the things I can like look back and laugh on was like when you like just learning about your friends, seeing different sides of them that you wouldn't have seen like from when you're trying to like create a business or like do stuff like
Oh my God.
assign managerial tasks.
yes,
You know what I'm saying?
that is so true.
Creative differences.
I think that is the perfect way
Creative
to frame
differences.
it. Creative differences, really. That was ultimately we all had different visions about what this was and what this was going to be. I'll admit, I took it way too seriously for like the first year and a half, and then it just started becoming something that, especially when we transitioned into just an audio podcast.
Yeah.
I think that reduced the stress by like 90%.
Yeah.
And it was fun again. I mean, it was something I looked forward to.
I remember thinking when I don't know if you were super on board for it. I think it was mostly Neil, but like either him or both of you were like all about spending money on.
It was him.
Okay.
You and I were on board.
Spending money on just like snacks and beverages for anyone that we interviewed.
Yes, he's
what the fuck are you talking about? It sounds like you're trying to drop $30 per guest. Like
Yes.
that didn't even register at all. It's just thinking snacks and beverages. Like, okay, this actually costs money. Easily, it'll cost anywhere from $30 to maybe $40 to provide the amount of snacks and beverages that you are relaying
Yes.
from your brain to us. Like, no, absolutely not. No. Water. Bottled water is about as far, like, and they're not gonna, no one's gonna come in, like,
No.
where are my snacks and beverage?
No. I mean, I think he had this. Yeah, you're right. It was an image of what he wanted us to be, which was this like.
But you can attain, you gotta go through steps in order to attain that level.
Yes, and so you're right. He went from step one to like step 7, without
Yes.
anything else in between.
Yeah.
It was like.
I think looking back, like the way that I see, like when I was doing this, when we were doing it, my thing was like, this is a hobby. I'm having a lot of fun with it. You know me, I'm super relaxed.
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
This is a hobby. I'm having a lot of fun with this. And you were like super, super way into trying to make it a super like technical thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was like that too, but like we all had different levels. And then Neil was like real gung ho on a surface level, appearance. Like
Yes.
I just want this facade is really what it is. And it's like, yeah, it is. It does feel good to have people look at you and be like, oh, look at this. This is pretty neat. But it's like, dude, if you go hardcore into a facade like and have nothing else and the other aspects, like it's gonna crumble. If you go super technical and don't have regard for any other aspects, it's gonna crumble. If you're just trying to make it a hobby, it's gonna work.
Yeah. No, I mean, dude, we all three of us had different like aspirations.
Yeah.
Mine was financial.
Yeah.
Neil's was relational. Like he wanted the street cred.
Yeah.
Like the appreciation for having something super successful. And then you were like personal, I guess. I don't know. You're just like it was fun for you. You were learning things.
Yeah.
You were for the most part having fun.
It's like, guys, fun is knocking at the door. Are we gonna answer it? Oh, we're too busy. Okay.
I know. It was. I have to say, man, for me, the race to 100 was just.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty interesting.
That
endeavor.
was an adventure. I mean, that truly was.
Real quick,
an
are there
adventure, one of
any
a kind.
episodes of Race to 100 available on YouTube for anyone to watch?
There is on our original channel.
Okay.
They still have all the race to 100s there. So,
What's the original? I don't even remember what it is.
Straight Up?
What was?
That was our first channel. Straight Up.
What did we make the second channel?
VNR Media.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So straight up, you can find STR, the number 8.
8 UP exclamation point.
Exclamation point.
Yeah. I don't even know if we appear in the results anymore. Like
we did for a while.
You might have to do some digging to find our channel.
If you typed it in at one point, I think the highest we got was like the 3rd link on on the first page.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
That's an accomplishment.
So, needless to say, I don't know where it's buried now, but all the episodes are somewhere out there. But
we don't want you to watch those. We want you to listen to the podcast.
Yes, please.
No
one has time to do both.
No point in going backwards.
No. Well, and that's the thing too. Some of our shit was bad. Like
the first episode was so funny.
Awful.
Of you and Neil. It's like, all right, camera's rolling. Silence. All right. Come on, guys. Let's. You can do it.
Were you there for the first one, or
I don't know if I was there for the first one, but
I don't think you were there for the first.
You can totally sense that how uncomfortable both of you were in front of the camera. Like, it was like that scene in Wayne's World when they're filming an episode and like Wayne just gets up and leaves, and Garth is like. He's just there by himself to expect to do the rest of the show, and he like doesn't know what to do without his counterpart.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with that.
It was pretty good.
It was a learning experience. I mean, dude, Neil got so much better at talking on camera.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
That was great to see. I'm trying to think what some of the favorite episodes were.
You don't remember?
I don't really remember anything in particular.
There were 7 or something, right?
There were. Well, I know the. Oh man. There was one. There was one that went like semi-viral. Khazir Khan.
Yes, because of a spelling error.
And it was spelled, it was spelled in a way that was similar, but had one letter transposed that a lot of people apparently were typing, and it showed up as like number 2 result on that one.
It was like 5,000 views in 48 hours.
Yes, it was. I mean, at the time being, it was freaking awesome to like.
And there was another one that had to do with, there was a hearing, I think, and there was a woman involved, someone in Congress or something like that got a ton of views. Not as many as Khazir Khan, but there was like a total of maybe 3 videos that got in the thousands, like real quick.
Yes. Yeah. So those experiences were cool. I think that it was at times, man, I was like, why the hell are we doing this? Like, because we would clash every once in a while.
It was a big production.
It was bigger than it should have been. But the fact that we actually got into a rhythm of recording like 3 or 4 episodes when we got together, cut down on the issues, but we made it 100 days in a row, put out a video every single day.
Wow.
Yeah. Even if we did record a bunch of them together, I mean, we still released one a day. So
that's really good.
It was that just seeing from the ground level what it's like to try and build a YouTube channel for, putting that type of effort in and seeing because it was still in the time frame when YouTube channels were actually growing. You could get a random YouTube channel to grow pretty fast. I mean, I think to another channel that I had an interaction with.
Yeah. I'm really happy that we moved on and started a podcast.
Yes.
Real happy.
And you know what? Just listening back to the earlier podcasts of the Stream of Thought, I thought we were pretty good to start out. I mean, I don't think we needed too much improvement as we went on. I think our rapport became a little bit better over time, but I don't know. I found myself just as entertained with like episode 11 as I was with episode 108.
I thought about going back and listening to them because I've listened to every episode that was recorded until right before the episodes we did, the Throwback Thursday for Straight Up.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to those because I listened to them to edit them.
Exactly.
So I didn't bother listening to them once they got published. And so once they got published, and then I don't think I listened to a few of the episodes that we did in between from the summer because I just wasn't in the rhythm of listening to them. But I'm gonna go back and start listening. I think to start from episode 1.
Yeah, I might just go back and be like, wow, okay, so there were things.
Episode 23.
Oh my god. Yeah. So that was quite the journey. I mean, the technical difficulties and the audio issues that we had sort of at the first beginning 14 episodes or so.
Yeah.
We finally got over that, though.
I don't know. It's got a mind of its own. But speaking of technical difficulties, the other day I was on my computer and it sucks because so what I'm gonna do when I get to LA, I'm gonna have a map, right, that I can put on my wall.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that.
And so my plan is with a marker, point out just different stuff on the map. So where all the major studios are. And then what I'm going to do, it's not like I'm going to be auditioning at these, working at these studios right out the gates, you know what I'm saying? But it's where the studios are, just so I know where they are. But then also what I'd like to do is, at least once a month, do, a tour of the studio, you know, as, a patron would be something really cool. I mean, there's only, 6 major studios, I think. So, point out where the studios are. And then, mark where, different casting offices are, just so I can have a visual of things, right? But the problem is, if you buy a map, maps are very cluttered with nonsense.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? It's got everything on there that you need, but when someone's looking at a map, they usually just need to know where the roads are.
Correct.
Not everyone needs to know every detail of the bus route, of the subway system, of the tourist attractions. It's got a lot of clutter.
There's got to be a map that just has roads.
This is what Google needs to do. Google needs to make available, email them or orders for maps, or have a Google map, a physical Google map that you can fold out. It's very simple to look at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't have all the crap that's on there. It might have some of the restaurants or whatever, but it's not cluttered with all the different lines that you see for buses and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's adjustable too.
Yes.
I mean,
and
you can customize it.
And so a fold out map would be cool. And so what I did was I screenshotted Google Maps of LA. I screenshotted sections.
Okay.
Right? And so I printed out 15, 16 pieces of paper. And so I created
oh my goodness. And you tape them together or something?
I mean, it's my prototype because my printer also needs ink, so it looks kind of a little bit shitty in certain areas. But for the most part, it works, and I have it overlap a little bit, and it looks really nice. And but it was such a pain in the ass to do because for some reason my mouse, whenever I'm on Google Maps, no matter what I'm doing on Google Maps, with my mouse, it has a mind of its own. It all of a sudden will zoom in and zoom out, and I'm not even doing anything.
Really?
So I'm trying to look at something, and it zooms in a bunch, and then I'll touch it once, and either zooms in or zooms out a whole ton, and it's just a pain in the ass.
Well, circuits are probably getting a little fried.
It's only with Google Maps. My mouse functions.
Oh, so it functions fine.
Totally fine doing everything else on the computer.
Well, Google and Apple are kind of competitors.
And Google Maps, when I open it and I just use the trackpad, works perfectly fine. My goodness.
Well, technology, man.
So I wanted to test out your mouse with the wire.
Okay.
The USB plug. Because, my wireless Apple mouse is not working too well with Google Maps.
Yeah.
But whatever. I'll deal with it.
I don't really have anything else, man. Yeah. I'm soaking in the moment. I didn't really want to fill this with too much mundane crap, so to speak.
Yeah, I get it. It's all right. I think we touched everything that I had put down in my notes in my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell because I've given a few moments where I'm like, okay, Rick, it's your turn to talk, and I can see on your face I'm just kind of feel like sitting here.
I'm just breathing in the moment, man. It's the last episode. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I just can't. I don't know. I don't want to ruin it with
talking. That's how the episodes are made.
With random shit. So.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll edit this out. We'll actually edit something.
I see what you're saying. You want to talk about... Okay, I get it.
No. I mean, it's fine. We can talk about whatever. For example, this morning, just trying to get everything together. I was telling you a little bit about this before, just with the car issues, and then I don't know if you had overheard when I was talking with my mom. No, you weren't here. So, you know how they have the that sticker that you put on the plate?
Yeah.
That gives the
when it expires.
When it expires, yeah. So, it normally peels off, and you just stick it on there. It's stuck. It wouldn't come off the wax paper. And so here I'm just like, crap. Okay. Again, something I probably should have done the night before and procrastinated on to the point of being just like, fuck it. All right, I'm going to put for the front one, that was the only one that had been changed, the front plate. And I'm just like, I'll put the old plate on and change it when I get back to Minnesota because I'll need like bolt cutters or something like that.
Really?
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe trying to like push at the screw from the other side because it's in the trunk, so I can lift the trunk up and try and use a screwdriver to like push it back so that it locks onto the thread and is able to go out. Because right now the screw's just spinning in place, and I can't pull it out. So the license plate is like glued to the back.
Yeah. That sucks.
It's very frustrating.
And
so I come in all like, yeah, I mean, this could have totally been preempted if I had taken care of it last night, but procrastinated, and so had to spend basically like 45 minutes with that. And then heading into the storms back to Minnesota, which I've mentioned this to you before. You got that line of cold air that basically halfway through Wisconsin just cut through. Suddenly it goes from being 82 degrees
I wonder
to
what
like
it's like. How
40.
How wide do you think that is?
In miles?
Like from the point where it's super cold where it's super warm, like that stream. How wide do you think that is?
I mean, it's pretty big. I mean, I don't know proportion to like stay-wise. Maybe like the width of Delaware or something.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
It's huge.
So it's like, just like...
In my brain, I'm thinking like 2 miles wide.
No, it's quite a bit.
I wonder what it's like for people that live up there, like in that stream.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I cannot imagine what it would be like because it shifts ever so slightly, day by day. So one day it'll be 80. The next day it'll be 40. The next day it'll be 80 again.
Wow.
Yeah. So... like that, it cuts through, basically slices through half of Wisconsin, and then down through Iowa.
Okay. I would not want to live up there.
That would be an interesting climatological experience.
My goodness.
Yeah. Minnesota had its first snow already, so the season is you're getting out just in time, man.
Yeah.
Really.
I'm real happy about
I have a feeling it's going to be a pretty brutal winter.
Not for me.
I know.
Not for this guy.
No, you'll be dealing with earthquakes and shit.
Oh, man, I'm so excited. Earthquakes, I learned, going back... Hang on. I need to yawn real quick. I didn't know that, because going back to the Elon Musk and Joe Rogan interview, again, there's talk about so much cool stuff. They're talking about, like, underground tunnels.
Yeah.
And everything, and he's saying how... one thing to help traffic would be to just build underground tunnels, and it would be easier and more efficient than having like what you perceive to be like giant drone vehicles, because drones make so much fucking noise.
Yeah.
So it'd be better to have underground tunnels. And also, he was saying how, and Joe Rogan's talking about like earthquakes, and he's like, well, the tunnels, similar to like buildings, would be designed to like move with the earth, like how buildings are designed to move with the wind. You know what I'm saying? Just ever so slightly.
Yes.
And he was saying how Joe Rogan's like, well, what about earthquakes? And I didn't realize this. Elon Musk is like, no, it's actually safer to be underground during an earthquake than above ground. And he's like, what? And I'm thinking, they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, well, think about it like, like a giant storm in the ocean. Like, it's so much more dangerous to be on a ship, like in a giant storm, than it would be to be underneath the actual wave.
Yeah.
Right?
That's interesting.
He's like trying to draw like the similarities. Like, yeah, it's safer to be underground. He's like, and you can go a few miles. You can go deeper underground than you can go like above in the air. He's like, if you want to, you can make 100 sub-levels underground. And it was just like, yeah, it was really interesting. Like, oh man, that'd be crazy to, like, what? That's so wild.
I don't know if you remember if I talked to you about this article that I had read. It's a city outside of Saudi Arabia or around Saudi Arabia area.
Okay.
I can't remember what city, but there's like a major city, and then there's this area of just barren desert.
Dubai.
Yeah, something.
Is it Dubai?
It's by Dubai, I believe.
Okay.
But it's a ways off. It's pretty far out
Okay.
from the city, so it's in this just nothing else
Desolate
around.
area.
Desolate
Got it.
area, and they decided to use new architectural knowledge gained over the most recent years as to the best way to organize a civilization or a community, and they implemented it. So they basically started from scratch, bulldozed everything, made everything flat, built subways for rail cars. No traffic is allowed above ground. Only rail cars that will take you to within like 3 blocks of anywhere that you want to go within this massive city that they were building. They also created all the buildings so that they would prevent the sun from hitting the sidewalk, which is what heats up a lot of the cities in the desert, and they have like canopies and things like that to prevent the sun from doing anything to these walkways. So while in Dubai, it's something like
115,
100,
120 degrees outside.
110 degrees or something like that outside. There, it's like 75 degrees.
Wow.
Anywhere in the city that you walk, because everywhere there's no traffic allowed, just pedestrian traffic. And anywhere that you want to go in the city, just go down through the subways, take you exactly where you want to go, and you know it's they have found that it is extraordinarily cost efficient, but it's only theoretical really because this was from scratch, and if you wanted to do that to a major city, you can't do it from scratch. It's not feasible.
You'd have to adapt it somehow.
So right now it's just theoretical, which is, but it was just really cool to see how just the architectural design of the city engineering was designed to maximize the efficiency. There was like a spring well nearby too, so the water was self-sustaining. So
wow,
it was fascinating.
That sounds really cool.
Yep, the city of the future or something like that. But yeah, that.
I'm definitely gonna Google
and they
that
have
later.
solar panels on top, so they are powered by the sun because it's always sunny there, and so don't worry, no worry about energy. It's self-sustaining.
Dude, that's amazing. That's so. I wonder how long it's going to take before this. Do you even think? I don't know, like, because we're in the middle of transitioning into another era. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Man, no one, not at any time in human history has technology advanced so quickly day after day.
Yeah.
Especially like the last 20 years.
I mean, my concern with that for just mobility and things like that are drones. I mean, we're coming to a point now where drones are being used commercially.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we going to have? Just drones flying everywhere in the future? I mean, will there be like an airline controller for drones?
I'm sure.
Like, you are now permitted to take off.
I'm sure. Absolutely. I bet.
The FDA.
That'd be pretty crazy.
Now there's already an FDA.
That'd be real crazy to see just drones flying around. Like that'd be like a normal thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It'll be interesting to see if that actually happens though. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure.
You think so?
Sure it'll happen. Absolutely.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's going to be some law or something passed before it gets too crazy. Because there's no way that as soon as you start seeing on the news, like, drone collision crashes, like, as soon as that starts becoming a headline news story, lawmakers are going to pass a law to do something to...
I don't know. We'll see.
Prevent the sale of drones or something like that.
Only time will tell.
Yeah.
Only time will tell. Yeah, I don't know, man.
We are living in a fascinating age, though. Because there's throughout history, there's the curve of the technological advancement stage or whatever, where basically we are every period of time you are producing technology twice as fast or making twice as many advancements.
Oh, okay.
And so that is exponential, and it goes up to where we're at the point right now where technology is moving at almost quantum speeds from even 20 years ago when it was still on the incline, where it wasn't anything like super crazy. But now we have the potential to do almost anything within our capabilities. Like, we have scientists basically dabbling in all the various fields that are out there.
Dude, you have to watch on YouTube the Joe Rogan, Elon Musk
Oh, I'm sure it's
podcast
fascinating.
episode.
Yeah.
And don't listen to it. Like, watch it on YouTube.
I got a 7-hour drive ahead of me. I'm going to listen to it.
No, dude, half the fun, like I said, is just watching Elon Musk's mannerisms.
Okay.
It's very, very interesting. Listen to Pat McAfee on the way out. You ever listen to Rebirth? Did you listen to the first episode?
I did. That was a phenomenal. I was going to say.
He's so funny. I love. He's like, I'm walking in. I'm feeling optimistic. I'm thinking he's gonna want to be friends. Like, he might be asking me for some help. Sit down. Oh, that's it. Fuck this.
It's like, oh, it's going to be that type of meeting.
Yeah.
Fuck this and fuck you.
Yeah. And then I love when he's walking out.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, and fuck you too. I know you were a part of this. What? Yeah, fuck you.
It was a great episode. I'm
Did
so.
you listen to any others?
No, that was the
Gary V is on, I think, 1 or 2 of them.
I saw that. Yep. So
And,
I'm gonna make sure they're downloaded on my phone before I depart.
Dude.
But
It is funny stuff, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta listen to it. It's so entertaining. I'm so happy I found a podcast to listen to, because I wasn't listening to podcasts for a while, because unfortunately Chris Hardwick is on hiatus. It's been like 4 months since
he returned to The Walking Dead.
I heard.
Or the
I
Talking
saw that.
Dead.
Yeah.
And then NBC's giving him a show back.
Yes.
So
I did hear. I read about that, but that doesn't help me with my podcasting fix that I need.
No, it's totally true. And
I wonder how many episodes he's sitting on, just waiting to release, because he owns his own thing now, right? It's not like he has to answer to anybody.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean, that is interesting, because I think. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many of them would want to be heard with Chris Hardwick.
I don't care. I would.
No, I'm sure you would. I'm sure most people would, because they did do an investigation into it. The NBC did, and determined that he was fine, and that what he had done did not constitute like.
It was hearsay.
Assault or
I
whatever.
read about it. It was essentially hearsay.
Yeah.
And he was never named, but it was made.
The innuendo.
Yes.
And so.
And it was absolute 100% hearsay from what I've read. And then the person who wrote about it was actually at the end like, "Oh, I take it back. I believe, or I take back some of it, or something like, oh, it's not as bad as it made it sound to be." I can't remember exactly, but when I read several different articles, and yeah, it was like. He wasn't named exactly. Innuendos made it sound like it was him, and then it was concluded. Oh, okay. So,
These are not substantiated.
Yes, these are not substantiating. There's no evidence and whatnot. Unfortunate, but
yeah, it's
what the fuck.
It's very interesting how that played out.
Yeah,
but it is kind of funny though, because we did base our show primarily on
we mentioned him. Every episode for like the first 20 episodes, and then like sprinkled every other episode after that for a very long time.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
and we modeled it after the Nerdist. Just hit record, hang out, talk, say stuff without any real filter, and that's about it. You know?
Yeah. So here, how things can change in the world so quickly.
Yeah, we just need to get a cork board, stream of thought cork board.
Cork board, exactly.
Yeah.
As soon as we get the long distance audio.
Yeah, as soon as we get the long distance audio
and some sort of 3-dimensional
and some type of revenue that we can actually use a cork board to not a real cork board, but like talk about stuff to advertise that we think are cool.
Totally, because everyone cares about our opinion.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't have anything else. I'm good.
We can wrap it up, man.
42 minutes. 40 minutes about. Yeah. Anything else you want to add until the next time that we...
It's been good working with you, man. Honestly.
You have a much more... what's the word?
Sentimental?
Yeah. Sentimental, and I feel like you have a much... Yeah, sentimental, and you're... I'm way more like
It
not
is what it is.
sentimental.
I understand.
I think the thing for me is like I'm so gung ho about going to California. Like I'm like, all right, podcast, yeah, we'll pick it up when we can.
Oh,
all right,
yeah.
see you, everyone at Aldi, miss ya. But like I'm not like all the people I work with are really fun, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm really gonna miss them. Like I will, but it's like I got blinders on. I am
going
in one direction.
I totally understand.
You know?
Yeah.
But I also know that like we'll do more episodes in person, so I know like this isn't the end. You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, in all reality, too, we didn't record anything for 2 months, so it's like it was what it was.
Right.
But at the same time, it's also so I know I can be without it. It's
Yes,
not like
yes.
it's a crutch or anything like that. But it was nice. I mean, it was a nice chance to sort of decompress.
Yes.
After a long day or a long week.
Agreed.
Just vent
for sure.
about whatever. Venting Victor, ranting Ricks.
Yeah, venting Victor, ranting Ricks. Yeah, good time for sure. Looking forward to the next podcast.
Maybe this can be like season 1. Then the next phase
interesting
shall be season 2. So I guess
it'll
it'll be like the Game of Thrones hiatus.
Yeah, Game of Thrones hiatus, where it's so amazing. People are going to be wanting more.
The build up. I mean,
wait.
we got 115 episodes of just pure joy.
Yes.
So countless hours. I'm sure no one's listened to them all. Like neither of us have listened to them all.
I've almost listened to them all.
Almost though. I'd have to say maybe over 100.
The only thing that bugs me out is that it's not something that we can continuously deliver at the current moment.
Yes.
It's not like we've got like 50 episodes in the hopper. You know what I'm saying?
No,
or something,
I mean, it's like this
which defeats the purpose of podcasting. Like you want to have it relevant, somewhat
Exactly.
relevant. Never want to release something more than like 2 weeks old, really.
See? That's some knowledge that you acquired over all this. It's like, yeah, there is I think that's the primary joy of why people listen to podcasts is because it's now.
Yes.
It's accessible. These people like express their emotions in the moment.
I agree. Well, I guess that concludes things for this episode 115 until further notice, right?
Until further notice.
Until further notice.